Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable, the podcast where we answer your veterinary-related questions while having some fun along the way. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to leave us a review on your podcast provider of choice. And if you have any feedback to offer to improve the Veterinary Roundtable, please let us know.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
That's
Happy
right.
Heart Day.
I love you guys. I've had an immense amount of sugar today, and I'm not feeling the best. So
Devyn was just saying her heart rate's 110 and she's sweating over
a little
here.
shaky. And her teeth hurt.
Yeah, and her teeth hurt.
I had,
a blow pop.
they're very sensitive. Hold up the bag. It was probably like to hear all in one sitting of puppy chow.
It's so good.
And that's the only thing I've eaten today.
With your blow pop.
Yes.
Do you have coffee
With
too?
the side of a blow pop.
Oh, with coffee.
Oh my
God.
She's
gonna blush at her.
Listen, I don't know, Duckwall. Just keep her, like, pull one of those, like, when the car comes to a abrupt stop and you're like, and she falls forward.
I know. She needs a seatbelt for the rest of the day.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Well, yes.
Okay, we'll
Godspeed.
keep an eye on you.
Love you all.
You have your water.
Yes, I do have my water.
All right. Don't forget, write us reviews.
Yes.
We had
It's been
none since last time.
What?
It was
That
just
is
a
not
week.
true, Harrison.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
true.
Yes,
1
it
week
is.
ago it was
Oh,
42.
No, and the week
42.
before that it was 42. We haven't gotten any reviews.
No, it was 40 before that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive. 100%.
Like the episode last week with Schmoke.
That was 42.
This is
Was it 40
old.
before?
Yeah.
I thought it was 42 before. Okay, so
So here's the deal. We could make Devyn eat like a gallon of puppy chow if we get to our.
Don't look at her. She's suffering.
I want her to eat the dog food. I'm stuck on that one
You're
now.
stuck on the dog food?
I want her to eat it.
Okay.
I
could eat a
really
gallon
think it's
of
going to
puppy
be a
chow,
long
just-
time before we're even
You blow up
hitting there.
if I have some other food in my stomach.
I'm just going to say I'm disappointed in our listeners for not helping
Oh, don't
us.
go there. Don't go there.
We quit. We're going
If
on
you
strike
love
until
us.
we get more reviews. You get no more episodes until we get reviews.
Oh, God.
Oh, that doesn't help anyone.
That doesn't help anybody. That's right.
If they want our
Exactly.
podcast back, they'll give us reviews. I will say this is the last podcast in this super fancy setup of a
Mhm.
gym.
Can I have a wait? I could just be doing some curls. Why?
Yeah.
I know.
You're hand to the 50.
Leg lifts.
Last week we had no rooms and we literally had no idea what to do with ourselves, and so she walked on the treadmill. She did, and we
Me,
all walked
as in me.
past Duckwall. She literally was walking. We walked in
video of it.
or walked past. She just chilling on the treadmill, just walking.
I know.
will
I'm
she
really
did it for a
kind of
good like
excited to have the weight room down.
she did it
here.
for like
I'm
a good
just-
20 minutes,
Yeah,
right?
I read some CE and then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to get my blood pumping because I'm tired now. So then I walked on
Yeah.
the treadmill.
So we all had a powwow in
And-
here, and Harrison wasn't.
Yeah, she started on the treadmill and it was at a slant. Like one side of it was sitting on like that bike, I think, or something. So she's walking and it just falls.
It was
Don't be breaking my 80-year-old treadmill now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Really funny.
It was good,
very
though.
ancient. That was from my dad. Had that at the house. Gosh, I mean, it is probably 23, 4, 5
We should pan to the
years
treadmill.
old.
It still works.
It still works. I
Yeah.
know.
Insert picture of treadmill.
Got my heart rate up.
Okay.
Got my back hurting.
Oh,
the next day
okay.
her back hurts.
I was bouncing on the yoga ball.
Yeah. So it was utilized once.
Play
Oh,
60.
Gosh.
Moral of the story, please give us reviews.
Yes.
Okay.
We're
yes.
struggling.
All right. I'm Dr. King, Emily King.
Oh,
We got to introduce ourselves.
I'm Courtney Allen.
Devyn Fortune.
Ashlyn Duckwall. And I have a question. I
that
want to
funny?
survey the group.
We just
Okay,
all just
yes.
went around. I don't know.
Okay. So Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh.
Did everybody watch it?
Yes.
And the halftime show.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Because we're all different ages here,
Yes.
I'm super curious to hear because I have a thought on how everyone thought the Super Bowl Usher concert was. The halftime show.
I thought it was Usher for sure,
Okay.
but I only recognized like 3 of the songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean
Oh,
that's what
this
you
is
asked
not
for.
why I should be doing this question. No, that's truly, I'm curious.
Yeah.
But, okay.
I thought it was
thought-
amazing.
Okay.
I really liked it. I thought it was
Okay.
good.
I thought
Yeah.
it was entertaining for sure.
yeah.
I thought the ladies with like the feathers was a little
weird.
different,
They're in Vegas.
but that's fair.
That's
the
what I
point.
assumed why they were there.
And someone
Yeah.
said that's because Ludacris was there, but I was waiting for Justin Bieber to pop up on stage.
Don't talk about it.
And I know you were too.
I don't want to talk about it. I may have cried. I'm not even kidding because there was rumors going
I
around
know
that Justin Bieber was going to
they
come
have a
out.
song together.
Mm.
And apparently
And he was there is an article going around. I don't know how true it is because it's on social media, but apparently Usher asked Justin Bieber and he said he wasn't feeling it.
I saw that too.
Oh,
but he was at the Super Bowl,
and I saw something saying that Justin's choreographer was there too. So
Brutal.
I don't want to be on the podcast with you anymore.
Courtney's a big avid.
I had
JB.
so much hope.
Yeah, I did too. But yeah, I mean, I knew every song that he sang because I love Usher, but I wasn't super impressed by it. And his moment with Alicia Keys, I think made everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because she's married.
Because he went and got married after the show.
Before the show. Oh,
before.
Yeah, it was before.
The marriage license.
But like, I just thought.
Him and who?
Him and his
not Alicia
wife.
Keys.
Okay.
Yeah, Alicia's married to like Sneezy something.
What is it? Nizzle Jersey.
Swiss Beats.
Sneezed.
I don't know.
What? Oh,
Okay,
close enough.
Swiss
cheese.
I think
Swiss cheese?
Swizz beat Swizz.
Swiss.
I
Like
think
cheese whiz.
I think when
but
he pulled that
Swizz.
move on stage, everybody and their mother and their cousins
Yeah,
Googled,
the whole,
is
like,
Alicia Keys
The whole like wraparound. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
are they in a relationship? Because that was like,
gosh.
I mean, I know it's about performing. It's
Yes.
about the show.
Yeah.
Like that's what they do. But I was like, woo.
Yeah.
Everybody, I heard a whole bunch of people say that they they think Usher did drugs and then just had no idea what he was doing the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was literally just all over the place.
I thought it was great.
And he was,
And
it
I
was good.
I
And he
think
was
it's
soaking
probably
wet.
because I was wondering if it was like a age thing because I knew every song.
I did too.
I was pumping, like I was.
I was singing
excited.
along. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I was wondering because I remember you said you didn't really like it. So then I was like, I wonder if it's because maybe she didn't know as many songs.
Oh,
So then
no,
was
I knew
like,
every
I wonder
song.
if Devyn knew many songs.
Okay, but we're
So
like
I had
2-3 years
Yeah,
apart.
but Usher
Yeah.
was like, I was a
Before.
hardcore Usher. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, I still
fair.
love him.
Yeah,
But
And
I
he was
also
entertaining,
think the
but-
bar was set really, really, really high with Rihanna last year. I really
You
liked
think?
her performance. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed hers. So I feel like that one was hard
I think
to beat.
they said it was like the most watched. It was probably
I
because of
think-
Taylor Swift.
oh,
for sure.
100%. She should have been on the.
Why did they have her do the halftime show? Exactly.
I know.
Because
I think
she didn't want to steal the moment from Travis, probably.
Yeah, I think my favorite was Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. It was a good one a few years ago.
I was
yeah.
like, Snoop Dogg wasn't there.
No, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think I don't remember ever watching it.
It was
but
also-
apparently Prince's was the best of all time.
Prince's was great.
Yeah, that's what I've heard
Yeah.
from multiple.
And then he went
sources.
off and died.
Yeah,
Screw him. Am I right?
He's in New Girl. We're rewatching New Girl right now. The show. It's such a great show.
She
I
left
haven't
it
seen
out
that one.
earlier, but that's what she was watching while she was walking on the treadmill.
Yeah. Okay,
Excellent,
well,
excellent.
I was just curious on everyone's thoughts and if there was a generational impact.
It was also
to
very
it.
overstimulating. I couldn't look at everything all at once.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a lot. There was
Like, there were so many things.
But I was
Did
kind of
you
ready
know?
to party.
liked the
Did you?
Ready to throw
Okay,
down.
so when one more side note. When Usher was coming down the stage, like the long part, do you see the pole dancers on the
Yeah.
side? Or they were not pole dancers,
Oh.
but they
Yes.
were like swinging. One of the girls fell. Did you see that?
No.
And then I found her. She made a TikTok, like the girl who was there. And she apparently applied for this job. And on her resume, she puts every talent is one of her special talents because that's what you do in that industry. And usually you have time to learn the talent and whatnot. And she had like no time before this and she fell. And I mean, her eye is like black. Her lip is all bruised up.
Oh my
Like,
god.
she's like, yeah, I'm the girl that fell. But like
Gosh.
she fell right off the pole, like right off the stage.
We should go sign up.
I need to YouTube it. It's
I
like
thought
the-
he was gonna biff it on his skates.
Yes.
Oh, I
I
thought
really did,
he
'cause he
did. He
stumbled.
fell a little bit,
Yeah.
but he recovered well.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I
It's like
thought
the
he was-
one time with Katy Perry doing the show, and there were the two shark dancers, and one was like way off. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. The pole girl just fell.
Yeah. Yeah. She
Oh,
fell right off.
gosh. That's too
Okay.
funny.
That's a good
Wow.
intro.
Good question.
Thanks.
That was a great question.
I thought about it falling asleep last night.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very good
It was
question.
a stressful game.
It
Mhm.
was. Let's not talk about it.
No,
Swifties
let's
pulled
not.
through.
Yeah, I just can't even
It's
believe
not
it.
about Taylor Swift. It's about a game.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I know.
It's about football.
Okay. All right. We're on to a new segment that we are calling Case Break.
Mm.
Okay. So what we're gonna do in this this segment is I'm gonna give you guys parts of a case and we will talk through it and you can basically, work your way through the case.
Okay.
And then whatever, we'll chat about the case.
Okay.
All right.
Chat about it.
Here's the signalment. This cat, does that sound good, Harrison? He only gave me a little shrug, so I guess that was okay.
Sure.
Okay. This was a case I saw last week. A female spayed 16-year-old cat that has previously been diagnosed as hyperthyroid. Came in because she's ADR. For all you newbies out there, ADR means Devyn
ain't doing right.
Ain't doing right. That's right.
Comes with the accent.
So that was her complaint when she came in. She just wasn't herself. And on physical exam, well, let me tell you more. She's on methimazole currently. Per my notes, she was supposed to be taking 5 milligrams transdermally twice a day. Her thyroid originally was like 13. Nice elevated thyroid. On physical exam, she looked a little dumpy. Her skin tint was positive a little bit. She had dropped just a little bit of weight, but actually had gone up from when she came in and was diagnosed hyperthyroid. She actually was a pound heavier than when that happened, but per the owner was thinking that she had lost weight again. She had been drinking more than what she normally had once we started the methimazole. She did not come back in for her recheck.
After starting medication?
After starting medication.
How come?
I think cost, travel.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a cat.
Gotcha.
She started her on meds and she never
Came back.
Okay.
But she was still giving the meds.
When was this?
This was like in, what month are we in? February? It was in August. The end of August.
And this is the first time you saw her since then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Her temperature was 102. And so we said, okay, you know what? What do you want me to ask them now? Okay.
Just
okay.
improv.
So what do you think were the next steps that we did?
In-house T4.
Okay.
Full blood work panel.
Mhm.
Okay.
Full blood work.
Okay. So yes, we did a full blood work panel and a T4. We did all of it. I
Yeah.
did it in-house because the owner was worried about cost, like sending it out, but then also knowing like right then and there. But what's funny about this story actually is the owner, with this owner, I have to pick and choose things. So I have to do a lot of guessing when I'm working on this owner's patient. So I have to say, okay, which one of these things do I really want to know? Do I really think that it is? So I guessed I wanted to recheck the T4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to check the chem lights.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to leave the CBC alone because the CBC was normal in August. And I'm like, she looks pretty good right now. I mean, you know, like what? Okay, so they drew blood. They ran the CBC anyway, even though I said not to run it. They just must have run it. So I got that piece of information.
That's kind of happy accident.
We saw together?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
So we got the...
Well, I know the answers.
We got the CBC back as well as the chem and the T4. So we did do those tests. So you want to know the results?
Yeah.
Okay. So the T4 was now 3. Oh, I also forgot to mention that she also decided somewhere around January, the cat was doing better and she thought that she could lower the methimazole.
Mm-hmm.
So she had lowered it
Why wouldn't you?
by like, I don't remember, like a small amount. It ended up being that the cat now is getting like 3.75 milligrams twice a day when I figured it out.
Okay.
So that currently is what the cat is on. The T4 was 3.4 or something like that. The chemistry was completely normal.
Fascinating.
And the CBC was
completely normal.
No, it was abnormal. And she was
Of course.
significantly anemic
What?
with a hematocrit of 24 or something like that. She was normally in August, she was 42 and historically has been in the 40s.
Huh. Okay.
Regenerative?
Non-regenerative anemia. Now what do I do?
Well,
So-
you can either go searching more with diagnostics or you trial and error and you do antibiotic that would cover infectious and recheck.
Yep. Devyn, what do you think?
I'm going to go with that.
Okay. Courtney?
I mean, yeah, just further diagnostics and maybe an ultrasound.
Yes. So yeah, I did what Duckwall said because again, this owner, I had to guess.
Yeah.
Now, my 2 differentials based on the anemia being a non-regenerative anemia was the methimazole. So is the methimazole is she having a side effect of the methimazole?
Mm-hmm.
Which does not happen very often at all. We don't see it, but I've had it happen one time. And it was actually in a cat that they were taking oral methimazole tablets. But I've never seen it since then, but it was always been sitting in the back of my head. This cat now is anemic and it's on methimazole. And I was like, oh, crud. You know, it can't stay hyperthyroid. She's not going to go do radioactive iodine. It could be the methimazole. Okay, so that was one. And then infectious, like Duckwall was saying, was my other differential. So I said, because I had to guess, And I didn't want to take the cat completely off methimazole. So I said, let's give it Doxy and see what happens, because the most common differential would be like, a red blood cell parasite, that I could kill with Doxy. So I was going to treat what I could treat and leave the cat on methimazole. So then what do you think happened?
Oh, no. Why are you laughing?
No, because I think this is so funny.
Well, I don't know. Did you recheck her?
I rechecked her via texting.
And she got better?
She's better.
Okay, great.
Exactly.
So you guessed right.
I have no idea, because I said, the owner texted me and is like, she is so much better. This is why I trust you and I want you to see her. And da-da. I was like, I was like, I do not believe it until I actually see the number that she is actually better, because cats are like so funny.
Yeah.
They can live with anemia.
Silent sufferers.
For months. I mean, you could have a cat with like 13%
We had a cat come in
anemia.
with 11.
Yeah.
And he was
And they act like they're fine.
Was that the one? I think I know who you're talking about.
Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes.
Peyton.
Oh,
That cat we told to go like emergently, like ASAP to an ER facility to get a blood transfusion, to be hospitalized.
Yeah.
They went and then they ended up taking him home, and he lived for like 2 weeks.
A month. Or yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. They can live with
like
the chronic
severe anemia.
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh no, don't believe me." I don't even believe myself until we recheck the CBC.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Do you think I should?" I was like, "Yeah, if you want to know if we actually fixed it
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or
So
not,
we
fixed it or
haven't
not." No,
rechecked.
she hasn't come back in yet.
Mm.
So she probably will when
Mhm.
she's not doing well, and then I'll have to guess
Yeah.
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's kind of how it goes.
There you go. That's my
Interesting.
case break for the week.
Okay.
Did you enjoy it?
I did.
I think you really enjoyed it too.
Okay. Oh, God.
Okay.
We walked through it all together.
Yeah.
It was
We
a
did.
journey.
Exactly.
It was a great
A
first
journey
one.
of guessing. It's what happens sometimes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
I mean,
so-
speaking of cases,
Speaking of cases, all right.
we are
go
now
for it.
on to our official case collections,
Mhm.
where we all just share a case,
Yes.
essentially. But no guessing.
No guessing.
We'll just give you the answers
Okay.
up front. Who
Who
wants to go first?
I can go first. Mine's
Okay.
pretty short and simple. So we had a 4-year-old domestic short-haired cat come in yesterday because the owner had seen it eat like a foot-long strand of ribbon, like in front of them. Like,
Correction, the pet
Reminds me
sitter.
of that Disney like spaghetti with the two dogs on it.
it was a pet sitter.
The best thing is the
Okay.
owner or whoever said they tried to grab it out of the mouth.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
just imagine.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So the cat came in and we tried to induce vomiting. We gave it dexdomitor and spun it, actually. They did a few different techniques to try to make the cat dizzy and vomit. They also used a comb and like did the, like when you run your finger across the comb, because it makes one of our in-house or one of our clinic cats gag. So they tried that, didn't work. Ended up doing an endoscopy and pulled the strand out. And we checked in today and he's doing great.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's lucky that they
So
saw
lucky.
it
Yeah.
eat
So
the
lucky.
strand.
If I saw my cat do that, I don't even know what I would do. I would do what they did, run and try to grab it. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I
But
would do
then-
nothing.
And then it gets lodged up
Until
here
it's
and then
a
down here and
problem.
then down here.
Until the cat starts vomiting.
Oh my gosh, though. Cats are, it is so hard to make a cat vomit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize it's not like dogs where you can make a dog vomit pretty easily.
Right. No.
Cats will not vomit.
Yeah,
They're
it
like
was-
horses, right? I mean,
Yeah.
basically, like they don't vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
It-
said that like they were holding the cat on a spinny chair and someone was just spinning them.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
God.
we don't,
Yeah.
the other, they use Dex. That's
what you do.
The other one you can try is xylazine, but we don't have that here.
Yeah.
We don't use it. It's usually used in horses.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
Um,
That's great though. The scope, non-invasive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Run
a little
down there, fish it out.
anesthesia. That's fine.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
cool. Good case.
No, he ate breakfast this morning and no more vomiting or no vomiting, I guess. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Go, buddy.
Good job. Great.
Those are great ones. I love it.
I'll go real quick. Mine's interesting. It's a little beagle mix. I forget how old she is, how old Ellie is, but we'll say middle-aged.
Yeah.
But she has a history of just allergies, skin stuff that we've been controlling. And but she did come in one time and she had a pretty significant yeast infection on her paw skin between her toes. So we started treatment with an oral antifungal called fluconazole. Usually that's kind of our best go-to. You worry about GI side effects as far as a reaction, but that's really it that liver maybe, but it's very rare. So anyway, we started her on it and also did some wipes, but she's really sensitive with her paws. So we tried not to do that as much. And I think it was a couple days later there was like a timeline of a day. The owner noticed a small bump on the top of her nose. And then a couple days later, there was more there. So she sent a picture, and because she described it as hives. And so I had this kind of visual of what hives would look like. But usually if we have an allergic reaction, we might see them throughout the body or elsewhere on the body, or like facial swelling or something. And it didn't look like normal hives on her muzzle. It was just right above her nose. So I had her swing in, and I actually sampled or poked one of it was like a pustule, because there's a little bit of drainage coming from the bump. And under the microscope, there was just too numerous to count eosinophils, which is, a cell that is the first responder in allergic reactions. So could be just simple allergies. It could be got bit by something. The other thing too is a fungal, like it responds to fungus. So like ringworm, and ringworm will show up on the top of the nose. So I really didn't know, because I never see it with fluconazole. Like, was this a drug reaction, or was this something different and it was coincidental? So we ended up just pulling her off of the drug. We started Benadryl, and she did it every day for 7 days. We sent out a ringworm PCR, and then I switched her for the paw infection to basically antifungal wipes instead, and she was able to do it on her dog. The ringworm came back negative, and the bumps responded to Benadryl only. I did not have to pull a steroid. The reason why I didn't do the steroid at first is because it could have made the ringworm worse. Mm-hmm. So, it was very interesting, and it made timeline-wise the most sense to be the drug, but it just was not a typical reaction to the drug.
Mm-hmm. That's so weird.
But she did well, and we'll just know, for some reason, she's sensitive to it. So,
Huh.
And her paws cleared up with wipes. So now we know, too, we can avoid oral if we have to.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah. That's it. Skin. Lots of skin. Mm-hmm. It's coming because allergy season is coming.
Start.
Even though it's 60
I feel like it never stopped.
February.
I know. Well, that's true.
That's
really allergies literally never stopped. They're still running rampant.
That is true.
Okay, well, my case is a dog. He is like a shepherd husky. Husky mix maybe. He's also middle-aged. He came in for sedation, and this is kind of a routine thing for him because he's not the biggest fan of us or the clinic. So we typically have to use full injectable sedation to do anything on him, and so he comes in routinely for nail trims because the owners also can't touch his feet at home. So the owner came to drop him off in the morning for his sedated nail trim, and she had mentioned to me that he was bothered by one of his front paws. So he had been licking at it, chewing at it. He didn't really want them to look at it. So I was like, okay, we'll probably take a look at that under sedation. So I got him sedated, started doing his nails. I finally got to that paw, and I noticed some discoloration around the nail bed. And so I was like, okay, that's probably saliva staining from him licking at his paw. So then I further investigated, and actually between his toes, like pretty kind of deep in there, to where you couldn't really see it from the surface as much, he had a bump. So I went ahead and shaved it because I couldn't tell if it was maybe hair or if it was swollen. So I went ahead and shaved it, and it did feel like a mass almost. And so I had Dr. Duckwall come back, and she looked at it, and she actually ended up sampling it. And then we asked the owners if they wanted us to look at it under the microscope because we wouldn't have been able to sample it after he was awake, just due to his temperament. So we took some fine needle aspirates of the bump, and she looked at it under the microscope, and it did show cancerous cells.
Concern for him.
Okay.
Yeah, there was just round cells everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you worry about that on a show.
Yeah.
It wasn't mast cell, which is a type of tumor we can classify just from under the microscope.
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually concerned with some of the characteristics for it being more of a sarcoma. So.
Mm-hmm. So we did that, and then just because he's so bothered by it, we sent home an anti-inflammatory with the owners to see if that would help. And then I actually texted them today to check in. I haven't checked to see if they've responded, but we kept slides as well to see if they wanted us to send those out to be reviewed by a pathologist, because then once we get a confirmation of what it is, we may or may not pursue surgery to remove the toe.
Mm-hmm.
because you can't really just take off a mass on the toe. Typically,
Yeah.
you remove the whole digit.
Wow, I did not know that happened.
Yeah.
Look at you being thorough. I just got a head start.
Especially
on
with
that
those
dog.
kind of dogs, you have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
You have to be very thorough because, like
Yeah.
I said, you can't, like, once he's awake or reversed from
Yeah.
sedation,
Right.
you can't just be like, oh, I
Yeah.
forgot something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he is very
really mean.
He does not like us at all.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Good.
Especially as soon as he starts waking up, he's like, "Rrr."
Does he
okay,
really?
you're
Oh,
done.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even under
Angry
sedation,
man.
he's almost bit us.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, I
Sweet
think we
guy.
talked about toe masses before on the podcast, but
Mhm.
it's just like what Courtney said. You kind of have to get an idea of what it is by sending out the FNAs to the pathologist so they can like basically confirm your concerns that,
Mhm.
yeah, these have neoplastic characteristics, because you can't just be like, we'll just take it off, or, we'll just biopsy it because it's the toe. It's
Yeah.
the tip of the toe.
Yeah.
So it's really, there's no wiggle room. If it's cancerous or you're concerned or it's growing, you have to take the whole toe.
And it wasn't a weight bearing toe.
It was.
It was a weight-bearing
number
toe?
3.
Okay.
Yeah. It was 3, I think. I don't know. It was weight bearing, I think, on him, or 4. I don't know.
remember.
It was 3 or 4. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. how
We'll
he's
see if they
doing.
want us to send those out because I kept them for them to see.
Yeah.
Let them decide. See if they want to do that. So I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Because I got to check to see if they answered me. So
Okay.
That's all we got. Some
More to
good
come.
cases.
Mhm.
Good variety.
That was a good variety.
potpourri of cases, if you will. Okay. Cool.
Bing, bang, bang.
Listener questions. Hey, y'all. Love the last few episodes, and y'all's podcast is my go-to listen in the car. That's awesome.
Woo-woo.
I'm currently in my second semester of vet school, and I was wondering how y'all avoid trying to diagnose your own animals all the time.
Ah.
Especially in vet school, we learn the worst of the worst. So how do I curb the desire to come home and constantly check my dog for the new disease I learned? Also, if y'all decide to answer this, shout out to TAMU class of 27 and Sarah. We love your podcast. Thanks in advance. At Katie Walsh 67.
The first thing I have to say is, who says we don't?
Who says we don't do it?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
For sure.
I've worked in a clinic for almost 8 years, and I went to tech school, and I still do it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That's probably not helpful whatsoever to your question.
I think it's a fine line, because knowledge is power, but also knowledge can cause misery.
Detrimental.
I mean, I think for me personally, like, it was interesting to be able to apply it to my own animals, but over time, you just kind of become, I don't know,
Calloused.
not callous. I was just gonna
Speak for
say,
yourself.
like,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
He
the
does.
one. I'm serious.
maybe a
though.
little
Yeah.
callous
Yeah.
there, but you just
Yeah.
kind of become used to it. You just become used to diseases and seeing them and what they look like. So then, like, you would notice without even thinking if something was off with your animal. You don't have to like consciously be like, are you okay? Am I missing something? You just like pick up on it without even realizing it, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So it'll become second nature. You don't have to like stress about it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah, I think that there's also, over time, you develop like these boxes that you check in your head,
Mhm.
for things. So like that can allow you to dismiss, like, this is irrational thinking, or
Yes.
this is rational thinking. So like, if you're looking at your 3-year-old dog and and you learned about Cushing's disease, I mean, you can very quickly say, okay, my dog's not drinking a lot. It's not thinking either, probably because it's a dog. But it's not drinking a lot. No, it's not having accidents in the house. No. Oh, look, it doesn't have a pot belly. No. Like, you can check
Yeah.
boxes
Mhm.
and then be like, okay,
And then calm yourself
Yeah.
down.
yeah, that's irrational
Yeah.
thinking. Like, I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think trends too also help people
Mhm.
know whether or not they should be worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they were trending. They were drinking more last month. Now
Right.
it's even more. Now it's even more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think you start to develop those tools
Mhm.
as you, I don't know,
Yeah.
work around the diseases and,
Yeah.
see people manage them.
I think when you have that emotional blinder on too, it does become difficult to kind of like not have your mind go into this spiral of this deep, dark hole of, oh my gosh, my animal has this, and this.
Yeah.
So it's okay to ask someone else in the field for them to just objectively look at your animal.
Mhm.
We do it here all the time. When I bring my animals in, I'll have one of the other doctors look at them or listen to them and get their opinion and make sure, like, it's probably almost every time they come in for something sick, because it's okay to get second, third opinions on something you care about. It's you're just not, you don't have the same outlook on it as someone else who doesn't have any emotional tie to them, or not as much, I should say.
Yeah. I was going to touch on that because I don't know about anybody else. But I like to say that when there's something wrong with Miles, who is my dog, I literally become like dumb. Like all of my veterinary knowledge goes out the window. Yeah. Like I mean, you panic for a second maybe, but then, I mean, you're like, okay, it's fine. Like it's really not that deep. Or like I've called her at like 10 p.m. at night like because he vomits blood or something, like, you know, like that happened a few weeks ago. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to VCA. And then she's like, okay, this is what happened. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. It's fine. But like, I mean, you're going to freak out probably at a few things. But like you said, once you're like, okay, really think this through. It's really not that bad. But yeah, you see scary stuff at work, and then you're gonna freak out. It home, and then so
but every animal.
But I think it gets better. And the second opinion, having somebody else look or talk to it about them or whatever.
I do think it's really helpful having an animal at home when you're going through school. Yeah. Because it does allow you to like look at things, like especially like physiology and anatomy things.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how many times I felt Jeffrey's veins on a daily basis when I would get home from school? And everything I learned that day, I would practice on Jeffrey or I would look at the whatever on him. And
you have to know what's normal to then recognize what's happening.
Yep. So that may be the best thing that you could be doing is looking at your animal. You know what I mean? And then learning what's normal. So,
and don't feel pressure that when you're out of school that you have to like do every little medical thing on them. Like literally my dog is here today getting a dental by one of my colleagues. Like I just have this rule where if it's something that I'm comfortable doing on my own animal, I'll do it. And it gets better as time goes on and you're in the field where you're like, oh yeah, I could do that, whatever. But there are just some things where I'm like, I don't like dentistry. I don't want to do it on my own animal. I want someone else who knows how to do it really well to do it. And then I don't have to worry about it. And you trust your colleagues too. So so don't feel pressure. It's okay.
It's all good.
Take it in strides.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So shout out to Katie and Sarah. Class TMAU, which is Texas, right? AMU. Texas.
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
I don't think so.
You don't think it is?
I think
Harrison,
Texas
A&M,
TMU,
right? TAMU, Texas A&M University.
We were supposed to make a sign to give them a shout out.
I know my sign.
Here's our verbal
I'm
sign.
Right. And I tried to wear maroonish colors, but it didn't. It's not very maroon.
Do you think he's looking it up?
Yeah,
he is ignoring us.
Oh
no, he did. I know it is. I looked it up. Yes. I'm positive.
It's Texas A&M.
University,
which class of 27.
By the way, we love because.
Yeah,
we send so many things.
All of the derm cases, the histopath to Texas A&M. So thank you. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And class of 27 coming through the ranks, baby.
Yep, that's right.
Keep learning.
Also, should we tell her just because she's in the field, she's probably going to have an animal at some point with something?
That's fair. You will never have a normal dog and or cat or any other animal for the rest of your life. Yeah. It will have some kind of health problem. I'm so sorry to break it to you.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Like you get the broken ones because no one else, I mean, everybody else wants, I'm not saying nobody else wants them, but you'll take care of them the best you absolutely can.
Yep.
And they choose you.
They're always
because they know
hands.
you'll love them and take care of them the way they're supposed to.
That's right.
And you get good discounts.
Yes.
There's that too.
I wouldn't say for me at least, it's not as much diagnosing, but I have all these tools at my fingertips. So I do all the diagnostics.
Yeah. Well, utilize all the tools you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
Before we leave, I do have something.
Oh.
One moment.
Is it
Those are stacked.
Is it another bag?
It's just a surprise for you too.
It's a box.
It's a mystery box.
It's what happened to the bag? The bags have been retired. It's been replaced by a box.
It's Valentine's Day.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, Devyn, she's so cute.
Don't peek. Don't peek.
Oh, I look.
Don't peek.
Don't peek.
She peeked. You too.
I didn't peek. She peeked.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, everyone gets a little box of Starburst hearts.
Oh, I love these. They've got
more sugar. What you need, Devyn?
I'm not gonna.
These are
Harrison,
so cute.
do you want the fourth one? Here's my right hand.
That's
nice.
Whoa, good throw.
Look
good
at that.
catch.
Wow, that was
And I
impressive.
drew blood with my right hand earlier. Okay, I need to switch hands. And then a Lindor.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, we love you, Devyn.
And then one more thing. I wrote everyone a card.
Oh.
That's for King. What? Okay, you started Kingling. Everyone can call her Kingling.
I love it. Thank you.
I'm gonna read this.
Also, I still have Courtney and
That's your
Devyn's
contact
Christmas
name.
gifts sitting on my counter at home.
You
I
still-
still have your Christmas gifts at home. And
Can we
Charles was
have
like,
them?
"Are you going to give it to them?" And I was like, "Yeah, I keep forgetting."
You know what's funny? Lauren just got her Christmas gift last night from Jones.
Yeah, she did.
That's
Oh, that's
awesome.
hilarious.
So now Jones has beat you in the Christmas
Oh,
gift
that's
giving.
embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
That's
yeah.
your contact name with the.
If anybody wants to know what my envelope says, it says Court. Quart.
Or
But it has like the little emoji of the quart of like rice or whatever. And then for you.
Ducky.
thank you.
You can have this.
Did Harrison get a note?
Oh, that's very nice. Well,
What am I
yeah,
gonna say?
Thanks for
Like,
being the best.
like Duckwall mentioned, this is the last episode in this space, and we're
That's
moving
me.
to a new space. That was you? Okay, Devyn. You guys are on the same side over there.
We're all the same. We're all one.
Same
We're
person.
one.
D.
What'd you say?
It starts with a D.
D. Yeah.
I'm left out.
Yeah.
I start with a C. Hey, you know,
What?
C, D, E.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What?
That's pretty impressive.
Alphabetical order?
Also, something I've told them before, but I think is pretty spectacular. So, like, our team or her initials are ACD.
Yes.
ACD.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
meant to be.
that is
Wow.
mind blowing.
I've never
wow.
been
And then-
Are pretty.
Joking, I'm getting excited.
Pretty cool. We've had a lot of sugar, a lot of puppy chow. Okay.
All right.
Let's take us home. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable. Remember, send in those questions and leave us a review
Please
if
leave
you've
us a review.
enjoyed this episode
She's
or a
desperate.
previous episode. We'll see you on a few weeks for the next episode of the Veterinary Roundtable. Now, all of us sing a song by Usher at the same time. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
my confessions.
Yeah.
Just when I thought I
I
said
can't say,
I
I don't. That's the only song I know. Okay, we'll
Peace
see. you.
up. A10.
Yeah.
You guys are just following me.
I started singing confessions in the background.
Yeah. I couldn't even
These
think
are
of
my
one.
confessions.